Hey guys, this is a midweek analysis for March 8th of 2023. Alright, let's start with the dollar CAD. Okay, this is a weekly chart. Let me run you by the current setup I'm looking at. So the last weekly short trade that formed was right here. And the last weekly long trade that formed was right here. And the initial analysis for this bias was stating that this bias was short. However, yesterday, right at this point right here, there was lower confirmation that stated that this weekly bias is in fact long. So in other words, price is likely to reach this pivot high before reaching this pivot low. Okay, so let me show you how I plan to trade this setup. First of all, let me show you the daily long confirmation that formed in this area. Let's go over to the daily chart. Okay, so on this daily chart last week at this point right here, there was a breakout and immediate break back in. And just yesterday, price reached that pivot high right here to create strong long strength and confirming that weekly bias to be long. Okay, and moreover, in this case, this daily long confirmations aesthetics is slightly off. So in other words, I wanted price to have a little bit more deep peak right here to make both of these peaks right here roughly even. Okay, so in a case like this, when the lower confirmation is slightly off, you want to look at the even lower time frames to further confirm this confirmation on this daily chart. Okay, so let me show you how I plan to confirm this lower confirmation and moreover how I plan to trade this setup. Let's go over to the 1 hour chart. Okay, so on this 1 hour chart, if we get price to range about a little bit and create a nice trend line right here, and if price comes up to that trend line, breaks it out, and it immediately breaks back in, however, price still comes up to that pivot high, creating 1 hour strong long strength, well, that will confirm the daily lower confirmation also. And moreover, in this case, I will be taking an aggressive entry. Now, an aggressive entry will allow me to put the stop loss for this long trade at the pivot low where the lower confirmation formed. So that'll be at this point right here in this hypothetical case, while the main target remains on that weekly bias short trade way above. Okay, so again, on the 1 hour or 4 hour chart, if we get further lower confirmation like this, I'll be willing to take a long entry with a stop loss at the pivot low of where the 1 and 4 hour lower confirmation formed, with the main target at that weekly bias short trades pivot high way above. Okay, so we'll just see what happens with this one. I'll keep you guys updated, guys. Let's go on to the CAD yen. Okay, this is a daily chart. Let me run you by the current setup I was looking at. So the last daily long trade that formed was right here, and the last daily short trade formed right here. Now, the initial analysis was stating that this bias was long. However, yesterday there was 1 hour lower confirmation that actually stated that this daily bias was short. Or in other words, price is likely to reach this pivot low before reaching this pivot high. Okay, so let me go ahead and show you this 1 hour lower confirmation as well as how I plan to trade this setup. Let's go over to the 1 hour chart. Okay, so on this 1 hour chart, yesterday right at this point right here, there was a breakout and immediate break back in. However, soon after, price came down to that pivot low to create strong short strength and confirming that daily bias to be short at this point. Now again, just like the dollar CAD, this 1 hour confirmations second peak right here, I would much rather have it a little bit more higher to make it even with the prior one right here. So in this case also, I'll be looking at the even lower time frames to confirm this 1 hour confirmation. Okay, so let me show you what I'll be looking for in terms of that even lower confirmation. Let's go over to the 15-minute chart. Okay, so on this 15-minute chart, if price could come down to this trend line, break it out, immediately break back in. However, price come down to that pivot low, creating 15-minute strong short strength. Well, that will confirm that 1 hour lower confirmation and allow me to take a short entry. Now, in this case also, I'll be willing to take an aggressive entry. So if this lower confirmation forms at this level, I'll be putting the stop loss at the pivot high where that lower confirmation formed right at this level, while maintaining that main target at that daily long trades pivot low way below. Okay, so we'll just see what happens with this one, and I'll keep you guys updated. All right, so that's it for the midweek analysis. I hope you guys have a great rest of the week, guys. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.